Absolutely. Fuck everything. Do. I got it earlier this time. Everyone, you can hear me. I can't hear you. This isn't like this is a live experience. You can chat in the Twitch chat, and I will see it. I will respond to you.
Ooh,
But
we should.
you can hear me. These motherfuckers can hear me and each other. Um,
I hear all.
my name
Yes.
is John Baltusberger.
I'm Charles R. Bernard.
Ian Servas.
I'm. Let's go with Chucktastic today.
I love Chucktastic. This is Wondering Monster, the monster manual of podcasts and America's test table, where we take your games, maybe not your games. I don't. If you've made a game, then we'll take it. We take games that are either new to the market, not very well known in the market, or are upcoming in the market. Test them out here on stream to help grow awareness of them and to see what they're like, to give you like a real world feeling for this one shot campaign. Tonight we have a special treat. This is Yigderra, which is currently live on Kickstarter. This game ain't out yet. We have signed NDAs in semen, blood, urine, and sweat. We each had to use a different bodily fluid.
You guys didn't use bile? I used bile.
No, we had to use
Now
a
they're,
different
they're
one
all
each.
one fluid in my case. I just use like a multi-fluid for all my needs.
I used blood.
I squirted milk out of my nipple onto the page.
Hot.
I had to squeeze real hard. It was real unpleasant.
Are you sure that wasn't like a subcutaneous cyst
Wait.
of some kind?
And
You used your own
Yeah, I
milk.
used my milk.
I used someone else's blood.
Okay.
Chucktastic. You're so bad at that. I don't know. Anyway, we are
Sorry.
here. We are ready to start playing Yigderra, but before we do, I just want to show everyone this, which apparently you can't see because I'm still in transition mode. There we go. Now you can see it. I want everyone to see these are our new metal bookmarks. The art is from Luke Spooner. They're called the Kraken. They feature our logo, octopus, diver. They're metal, made to last. You can pick one up at madnessheart.press right now. Although when I say right now, that's conditional because it ships on the 28th. So go limited quality, limited edition. We only bought a certain number of them, and when they run out, we will buy a new design, like get commission new artwork and make a new version. So get it while it's hot. Okay, I'm done babbling. I am now passing the torch over to our executive R&D chef, Ian Servas.
hello. Also, as a plug for people who are listening live or people who catch this pretty early on when we do drop our audio only, the Kickstarter is running for 4 more days, and we're really close to a stretch goal. So if you like independently created content and this resonates with you, then book it or pledge sooner rather than later. So for people who aren't familiar and haven't seen the pledge, it's kind of an overview. The best way to describe this is if you take the cursed bones of Morkborg, and you put it into a sack with riffs and troika, and you shake it around and rub it in all kinds of interesting condiments, then that's kind of what you get with Yigderra. So a lot of whimsy that you can either kind of go on the grit side or you can go on the humorous side. So definitely a multi-tool there. So we have our 3 characters for this evening, and I will allow themselves to both introduce what their name is and what their class is. Is a quick aside, when you do make a character in Yigderra, what is interesting is that you have a 6 stats compared to the lesser stats of like Morkborg and their clones, and you have very fast and dirty character kind of archetypes that you plaster on your stats, and then you just run with it. So
Nice.
Adds a lot of flavor. So
Yeah, we have
which
some
one of you?
bangers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go first. I will be playing Mr. Bones, who is does it just say talking skeleton, ambulatory skeleton, animated
Animated.
skeleton, whatever it is.
All the things.
Yeah. And under
Sentient
that,
skeleton.
in the manual, it says self-explanatory, which I really like.
That is very good. Yeah. I am playing Ravioli Supreme, who is a Gerblin. Uh, he is a former executive chef. Um, some call him disgraced. He would say he's more like a Jean Favreau's character in Chef, where he's going on new adventures and discovering the healing power of Cuban food. He's just looking for someone to call his daughter and to feed tortas to,
He's looking for his lost pig.
and lechuga.
And last but not least,
I'm playing Dennis. Dennis Greenlegs. He's a hopper, which basically, in my mind, is just literally Zorak from Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Isn't
You
Zorak?
cannot-
Wasn't Zorak a mantis though?
Yeah, I mean,
That doesn't
look,
matter.
it's like a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. They're close.
All right, no, I'm fine. Look, hey, I'm always down for more Zorak.
You're trying to
So,
tell me
yeah.
there's a difference between a cricket, a grasshopper, and a praying mantis? Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
having been
skeptical.
attacked by all of those insects, I can tell you they do different kinds of damage.
I was gonna say, luckily we don't have any entomologists in the thread, or else we'd probably derail really quickly. But with that, and with no further ado, let us begin. Life isn't easy in the Trashverse. When the gods died and the universes crumbled, all different bits of reality heaped upon itself to make a chaotic mishmash. There are skyrises with house forests, abandoned parking garages that have troll-infested swamps in the lower levels, temples to dead gods along hyper-electronic arcades. This new world is populated with every manner of beast, creature, and monster from across the multiverse. Needless to say, this is an age of chaos and turmoil. The one constant that has withstood the fabric of reality shattering, that seems to be a universal, undeniable force, is the soul-sucking power of capitalism. So allow me to congratulate you on your new temp jobs with Ancor, the most ruthless and domineering of the corporations that rule the Uptown Tower District with an iron fist. Comply or be destroyed. Trademark. Your temp agency has placed you under the auspice of Frix Pilbug, a low manager with aspirations to be at least upper or at least middle to mid manager status within the corporation. So you are summoned within this giant skyscraper that's this monolith that's constantly adding floor after floor after floor, just looming over the world around it. So you're pretty low on the floor, a couple floors up from the bottom. That's how low Rick's is. When you enter into this office, you kind of have you're first immediately hit with the smell of like really old, worn leather, chewed it's like cigar stubs and sweat. And hunched over a desk is this very rotund, dark brown skinned person. And a snout pops up over a stack of papers, and you see that this is actually a armadillo man. On his snout, he's got a little pair of pince-nez glasses that he's constantly just pushing up his face as he's just got sweat rolling down his rotund body. And he locks you with his beady eyes, and he motions you to have a seat in these very stain-ridden chairs around his big wooden desk.
So,
I'm not paying you by the minute. I'm paying you by the job. Now, come on.
Yeah, it's really insensitive of you. I can't sit. Look at my legs. They don't bend that way.
There's a crumpled cardboard box you could squash.
I don't want a snack.
The 2.5 foot tall goblin wearing an immaculate chef's coat and raggedy denim jeans. Probably a toddler's jeans because he is very diminutive. He is wearing a badly made blonde toupee. He kind of marches over to the desk, stands at a kind of a loose attention, but doesn't really say anything else.
And Mr. Bones, being cool as a cucumber in his fancy bow tie and dark glasses, just goes over and kind of drops into one of the chairs, leans back, bony ass kind of clocking on the wood a little bit. Not super respectful, but at least following orders, at least for the time being.
As you get closer, you can see that this nice mahogany desk is really just like two card tables put together with like a sheet in front of it that's printed to look like a mahogany desk. And you can see like the little like legs swinging back and forth of Rick's as he's sitting on like this very beat up office chair. And he goes, yes. So, the job, you're all here for the job. Yes. Very glad that you're here. And he's just adjusting his glasses. Bit of a pickle here. I need you to help me prevent this company from collapsing. No, I'm kidding. What I need you to do is, you see, I had an assistant, and he was a very good assistant. He was very very much like you. And he points over at you, Mr. Bones. Very bone forward individual, and he did not like a performance review that I gave him, and he left. He left to go work for a competitor.
I don't know if you're expecting me to respond on behalf of all skeletons here or something. I think that's kind of offensive, personally.
That's a shame.
You got
That's
an
a
ex-employee
real
who looked
shame.
like me.
Which
A real
competitor?
Well, he definitely was lacking skin. So, and he, I'd say he very much resembles you.
Bone forward. What if I called you armored plate forward? How'd you feel about that?
You have noticed I've been polishing my my carapace. Well, you see, the problem is he took some proprietary documents that belong to the corporation, and we need those back because, it's in the contract. He signed the contract to say that he would leave all company items here and that he would never work for anyone else ever again because he has a non-compete. So, need your help with that. Fix that. Both those things.
I'm just saying, I don't like you, boss man, but you have to
You
admit it's
donkey!
impressive.
Ravioli suddenly spits out.
Who
We
you
have an
calling a donkey?
opportunity here to get work done, to do real work. You're an idiot sandwich. We accept the job, and we will do it well.
I mean, we could hear him out about this competitor. I'm just saying. No, nobody? No one else want to check out the competition? All right.
I have checked out the competition. I was in the markets this morning checking out competition.
My question is just like, how does a bone forward individual manage to smuggle anything anywhere?
Inside your chest cavity.
Baggy clothes.
Or, your skull. Since your bones, there's nothing in there. That's just a perfect little area for you to just, slip in a.
So that's not offensive.
$1.
Saying bone forward's offensive. Saying you've got nothing up here is not offensive.
That was out of character.
My man, the grasshopper here is just helping me figure out how to smuggle things, and that's a game changer right there. Hollow skull.
Propel this. So. Think about it.
Oh yeah.
Don't Albert Fish stuff.
So Rix is looking at you, and as you're kind of debating back and forth about exactly what you're doing, like he's beginning to like sweat more. In fact, like his glasses get all the way to the end of his snout and they fall off, and he tries to like polish them up, like dry them off on his shell, and he's just like scratching them the hell and back, and he puts them on. They're just basically white from scratches. So you accept the angry small one is speaking for you. Then you're taking this contract then.
Listen here, you donkey. I don't speak for anyone but myself. But yes, we accept. We all accept.
How much do we get if we blow up the competition? Hypothetically, not that I have this dynamite.
He kind of gets this devious little smut. He goes, "I'm certain that if something were to happen to the competition, you would probably be very well rewarded. I would imagine."
Yes.
I mean, the primary thing is to either bring back. I need those documents. That's the first thing. And if you can convince Archibald to come back, that would be great. And if not, kill him.
Archibald, what a square.
Archibald Beaumont.
All right. You know what? I'm not doing anything better.
You don't blow him up.
So, blow him up, find him, all the same to me. There's got to be a skeleton bar in this neighborhood, right?
Bone bar.
Bone bar? Yeah.
It's a jazz club. They play the keys.
It's only xylophone from like 7A to 7P with a little bit of like trumpet hour.
Yeah, I'm picturing like actually, that sounds really fucking cool. I would go to that club all the time.
Xylophones and bone fifes from like Army of Darkness. There we go.
I hate this.
They really like Oingo Boingo for some reason.
Yeah.
So just to reiterate, out of character, our goal is to find a skeleton man,
no bones,
steal his papers, and then grind his spine to dust,
or bring him back,
or grind his spine to dust,
or blow him up,
or both.
Or
blow them up. Yeah.
See, these are the wonderful options that capitalism affords you. People don't think it's a viable economic system, and look at all these fantastic options you have to expand your career.
And demolitions.
So that being said, now that you have agreed to your contract, Archibald pretends to hit a intercom system that you can see is a old Kleenex box that's just been emptied out and painted brown to look like an intercom, and he says loudly enough that the person next room could hear, "Secretary, if you would arrange for transportation for our fine people and cancel my 12 o'clock." And you hear like a voice come from the doors. "Got it, boss."
I think I've worked for this company, like IRL. I think I've worked there.
Hey, no giving Madness Heart Press secrets away.
So unless there's anything else you would need to do within the lower levels here of Ancor Corporation, you will have a transportation to take you towards the edge of their corporate boundary lines at the edge of the Tower District where this competitor exists. In case it doesn't sound like anyone would have asked, but if someone did ask what the competition was that Archibald had defected to, it is the Parasol Corporation.
We didn't ask about per diem. We fucked up, guys.
We did. We really fucked up. We got to stop letting that little guy handle the negotiation.
This is about more.
More money. That's what
this
it's
is about more
money, more dynamite.
Than money. It is about honor. About what is right to do. Ian, real quick question.
Right
is your phone handy enough that if I send you a message on Instant Messenger that you'll get it?
Certainly so. Yes.
Okay.
The real
I'm
question
not
is,
keeping secrets from the rest of the party.
Okay.
Everything's
I believe
fine, and you should trust me.
Absolutely.
I have a typo there, but you know what I mean.
Totally.
So the one thing is, if you are an audio only listener to our podcast, you are missing seeing us in person because we have Chuckles has these great kaiju hands, and you're anytime he gesticulates.
Who is Chuckles?
I'm sorry, with
Chucktastic.
Thank you.
Chucktastic.
Chuckles does not have kaiju hands. Chucktastic does. Fact.
You fucking idiot.
Anywho, so you get into a very rickety, like old Yugo that is just barely able to amble through this kind of wasteland outside the corporate plaza for the Uptown Towers and where the Encore building is. It's just a field of detritus and dirt and rocks and just concrete chunks, kind of like a war-torn zone. You can see basically even where there's fractal lines for where various planes had smashed into one each other at one point, kind of making the tapestry of this world. So it's on the fringe here that you start to see kind of jutting out of what was probably maybe like a primordial swamp or like heath bog at one point, is a pretty hyper modernistic looking building. Looks very out of place, very shiny windows, kind of bulbous front, well lit up sign that says, Parasol Corporation, and it has kind of a two-dimensional, almost umbrella like logo. So you can see that the groundskeeper of this place must have spent a lot of effort into like beating back the swamp and putting in decorative hedges to make it look pretty. You can see certain like plants and like lamps are like sucking down into the swamp. So you
say
see
what you will about our employer, these people have class. Do we see any sort of defenses?
So on the immediacy, so what I'll have you do is I'll have you make a perception check. A difference between this and Morkborg is that before presence was kind of a catch-all for that, but there is perception is its own extant skill that does aiming, noticing, and smelling.
That's a 16.
So kind of just giving a cursory look, you don't see anything that you might expect to be an immediate encampment or defense. So no turrets sticking out at awkward angles, or no big cages of rabid homing pigeons or whatever weird things you've encountered in your days. So you see, looking at the front of this building, that there is a entrance area for the public, that there's a pathway of cement steps that go into a glass-fronted reception area. At least you assume so, because there's some obligatory office plants and comfy-looking chairs in what looks to be like a seating area.
I have a. What's that?
Are the plants real?
Without going into the reception area, looking from the glass, you think so?
How long has it been since I ate that box? The cardboard box. The cardboard box from the office at the meeting. How long has it been since it was pointed out and I therefore ate it?
Well, he's wondering if he can eat the.
Can I eat the plant?
All right, so you're going to go in through the front doors and go into the reception area and start eating the plants?
I have an idea. I'm going to go with him. I have an idea, you guys. I will say before we go inside. And into the reception we go. I'm going to saunter up to the receptionist. I'm assuming there is a receptionist of some kind.
There is a desk in front of you, a little name plaque on it that says Barb, next to like the obligatory candy dish with like sour, like you assume they're sour balls, but they could just be regular, like hard candies. and you see a very leathery skinned woman. Either she might be like somewhat with turtle heritage, or maybe just spent too long into a tanning booth. But like garishly pink lipstick, big updone, super blonde hair, and like horn rim glasses. Who just watching you approach, but just kind of cocks her head curiously as a giant cricket man walks in and starts just devouring her various decorative plants.
Oh my, gorgeous! You're simply gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't mind that guy. He doesn't know how to act.
You guys
I'm
gotta
here
try
to see
this.
my
It's
buddy
amazing.
Archibald.
Um, uh, Archibald, he's the new manager. Yes, and do you? She starts shuffling through piles of paper. And do you have an appointment?
Does she have a name tag?
Barb.
Yeah, Barb.
Barb,
Yeah.
Barb. I don't mean to be rude. Archibald sent us on a bit of an errand that um was not quite on the up and up as per what would be construed as positive intercompany relations. So we'd rather keep our visit off the paperwork for Archibald and Parasol's sake. He smiles with far too many teeth. Like, there's no way that many teeth should fit in that tiny of a head, and it's upsetting to me, to the player. I am mad.
So partway through your speech, she gets up and looks over the edge to see what this little puff of like yellow hair
Yeah.
is saying. Because you said you're 2 feet.
Yeah, I'm like 2.5 feet tall. I'm very small.
So she's adjusts her horn rim glasses and looks at you, and she goes, "Oh, sweetie, I I don't plumb know what you're talking about. Do you?" She looks very confused as you're kind of talking about, delicate corporate relations, and she goes, "So is that you want to make an appointment?"
Yes, we have an appointment. He is expecting us, but I don't know if he's remembered to write it down.
She like looks at her list and she's like, "I don't seem to have any open availability today. Do you have a what did you say your name was?"
Just tell him it's Mr. Bones. He'll know who I am, who what we're talking about.
I'm going to while he is telling the worst lie, I'm going to attempt to use my perception to look at the list she's holding and see if
Go
I can
for it.
make out anything on there. That would be a 10.
So you're not sure. It looks like the first 3 hours of his day are occupied by bone yoga.
Oh, allow me to start over. I put I lift my cutting board and slide it onto the reception desk over my head, and then like grab on the edge and pull myself up so I can stand on the reception desk next to my cutting board. Ravioli Supreme. I am a health food guru specializing in calcium. Now, some of my supplements are a little bit controversial, which is why I suggested maybe he wouldn't want my name, Ravioli Supreme, on the books. We're here for his health, you see.
So she gives this kind of curious look, especially kind of looking in the back corner as Hopper or Dennis has chewed up like a full dumb cane and then moved on to like mother-in-law tongue and chewed that up and is working on some ferns.
I've spent at least 3 times, given that I'm a cricket and not as Zoraki as I would really like. They spit, right?
Yeah, they kind of.
I have
I
no
gestured
idea.
to Hopper, say, "Do you see how healthy he is and how healthy he's eating? When we met, he would eat nothing but fried
Oreos.
rats."
So with that, Barb is kind of just a little bit curious, and so she's like, so she hits the intercom button, and she goes, Archibald, there is a ravioli supreme and Mr. Bones and a giant crickets that are here to see you about your calcium.
It's for your health, sir.
Calcium, it's for your health. And Archibald's like, raviolis and bones. And you kind of hear this like whirring sound as you see like there's like a security camera in the corner and it like pans over to you, and you can hear like zzz, 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 as like the lens is zooming in and out, and he goes, Barb, don't let them in.
I
think
swing
who
my
they're from."
meat. I swing my meat tenderizer at Barb's head.
That escalated quickly.
You probably have a 50% chance of hitting her skull, and then also the massive stack of hair. So go ahead and roll me your strength check. Clobber.
Bam!
Are you
17, motherfucker?
all right? So, all right, you roll for damage.
6, motherfucker.
So Barb is about to say something, and there's this wet, muffled clunk sound as you just like use the sharp side of your meat tenderizer and you just like crack her just right upside the head, and she just noiselessly just flumps over on the side of her desk.
I'm gonna take a second to use Ravioli's nice white clean shirt to get the blood off my fucking sunglasses before I put those back
I
on.
point at the security camera as he's wiping blood off his sunglasses on my shirt. I tried to be nice.
While this is happening, can I crawl up the wall and just like claw the camera?
Yeah, so you could very
Cool.
intimidatingly just like walk up, skitter upside down, and spider pig style, and just snip the camera off.
I look at it first though. I just give it a nice little.
Yeah. I want to freak him out a little bit.
So with that, you start to hear klaxons begin to wail, and a red light comes down from the center of the room and starts to flash red, and you hear the sounds of doors slamming. So behind her desk was a double door, and behind that you hear sounds of doors slamming, and you start to hear the sounds of boots running.
All right, rise and grind, baby. I'm gonna have to, I think, load my sniper rifle and take up a position somewhere where I'm not about to be clobbered.
For an important thing, you mentioned that your sunglasses. For the people who don't have their full imagination goggles on, Mr. Bones has sunglasses and then a tasteful bow tie.
Yes.
And nothing else. But your
Yep.
giant
Just
sniper
like Charles
rifle,
in real life.
sword, and what?
Just like Charles in real life.
Pretty much, yeah. A fancy bow tie, pair of sunglasses, nothing else.
So you start to. So I guess you have yourself around to get into a defensive position. So if you want to set up shop, the challenge it might be a little bit challenging because you're in a small receptionist area that's probably maybe 15 by 15. So as long as you can figure out some way that you want to brace yourself or get your rifle out, that's perfectly fine. So you are hanging from the ceiling, Hopper, and you Ravioli are, I guess.
I am looking at the phone and all the paperwork on the desk, trusting these two chuckle fucks to cover me as I figure out where Archibald is.
Okay, that works. You're a pretty small target. Hopefully, I can.
So with your one round of action there, you're able to rifle through and kind of get a you find the the information about him, like a directory, and he's in the managerial's office that is on the west wing of the building.
Okay.
So it's west from here. Hopper, are you going to? Sorry, I keep calling you Hopper. Hopper's the
fine.
class. Dennis is the person. Dennis Hopper is the bad reference I tried to make. So you are clinging on.
I didn't even get it till now.
Ah!
I'm fucking stupid.
That's what we call humor, ladies and gents.
Remember,
hold
this
on.
is technically a comedy podcast.
Now, on a level that I really appreciate this, given my hands, wasn't Dennis Hopper King Koopa in the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Ding,
Yes,
ding.
he was. He was.
Yep, that was his least favorite
Nice.
role that he ever did. So you were clinging to the ceiling,
That's
channeling some, because the veils are weird in this setting. You probably do have this echo of like mushroom kingdoms and bad acting and the.
Are there air ducts?
Are there air ducts?
Yeah.
There is certainly an air duct that is in the corner of this room.
Okay. Now, did I overhear about the west of the building, or am I not privy to that?
I
information?
would shout that out as soon as I
It's
found
pretty
it.
hard not to hear Ravioli with that otherworldly accent and all those.
I don't know. I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna do a Gordon Ramsay thing, and I immediately
Dude.
lost it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna say whatever the fuck I say, and whatever voice comes out is ravioli, motherfuckers.
I imagine that you have imagining it's half Ramsay and half Vermin Supreme, and that's kind of what I've got in my head.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It is-
But yeah,
it
as soon
is-
as
no,
soon as
no,
I
the
saw it, I'm
accent is
like,
very bad. Yeah.
the donkeys in the West Wing.
So yes, there is a event that is in the northwest corner of this room.
I would scamper over there and try and claw that off, and then see if it goes towards the area we need to.
Sure.
And if it does, be like, "Hey, I got it over here."
So give me a strength check to pry off that vent. And keep in mind that if you wanted to use your back legs to pry it off, you'd get a +2 to your bonus.
That would be a dirty 20.
Nice.
Well, you definitely just flick it off dramatically, and you were able to scamper up this vent. It's very cramped, so you'll be having reduced agility checks when you're in it. So you can see that you've got a straight run of ductwork that is going straight. A couple of feet, maybe a couple of yards down this run, it splits into two directions, and you think it might split further up ahead. It's a little bit dark in here, but you can hear as you've scampered that right on the other side of this room, you can hear very guttural, porcine voices barking to one each other, and sounds like they're preparing to burst into the reception area. With that, I will need who wants to roll and who feels lucky wants to roll initiative. We're going to do round robin initiative here.
I have really bad agility.
Well, hey, this game is about having fun, not doing it well. So
I
someone
got
who
help.
someone wants to make an agility. What?
That's
One.
1d.
You rolled a natural one?
No, I rolled a 3, but I have -2 agility, baby.
All right, fantastic. So before we get into this more combative situation, keep in mind that everyone has 4 mana, unless your class adjudicated it differently, and that's equivalent to Omen, so you can use that to modify your rolls, just like in Morkborg. So you can re-roll a die, you can add or subtract to your die, re-roll someone else's, negate a crit or success, etc., etc. So make sure that you use those, since life is short and combat is brutal. So as you are preparing to say some other type of British witticism, there's this large, heavy boot thump as both of the double doors behind the reception desk blast open, and standing behind it in like flak armor and emblazoned across their chest in big white kind of reflective paint is security. They have big pork-like faces, like warthogs with big tusks that come up, and they lock these beady eyes with you, and you hear the distinctive shunk as they intimidatingly cock their shotguns. The first one screams, "Get on the ground!" And the the one behind it says, "Fuck that!" and just blasts.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
They're resisting arrest.
Can we get to some like fiction though?
Yeah, this. I was thinking kind of the whole Duke Nukem route here. So.
Oh yeah. We've got to kill these pigs.
So the one in rear just pops a shot out to spray the room. So I'm not sure. So you're in the receptionist desk. So I think you're going to take the brunt of the attack.
Okay.
I need you to roll me an agility to see if you can't avoid most of that spray.
15.
15.
Yep.
So you're small and you've got your cutting board, so you just kind of tumble and roll, shoving the chair with Barb's lifeless body, kind of taking the spray. Bits of blonde hair kind of go all over the place
Nice.
as she just takes the full blast.
That's how she would have wanted it.
Yeah, exactly.
The first Tusker is the name of the class of creature. He says, "All right, hands in the air," and he just takes his gun, his shotgun, he just blasts it almost at you point blank. Ravioli. So one more defense.
15.
All right. So you're so amped up that you just
I am.
once you start your ultra violence, you just kind of get frothing at the mouth with all this too many teeth,
That's John.
and you just become this inhuman or ingoblin blur as you.
I scream as I'm like dodging buckshot. Time to make one Charlie, boys.
So we're going to do this in round robin initiative from my visual screen. So it's going to be Ravioli, followed by Dennis, and then in rear guard we have Mr. Bones. So start us off, Ravioli.
So
and please tell me, as a chef and as a professional Ravioli that you are, do you have some type of catchphrase as you throw yourself into battle?
Well, I specifically call out what I'm going to make from whoever I'm about to murder.
I appreciated it.
Which is why I say guanciale, boys. Which is a for those of you not in the know, is a beautiful cured pork cheek from Italy. It's better than bacon or pork belly. Many people will think. I as I'm playing forward, I've holstered my my meat tenderizer and like chunked the cleaver out of my cutting board shield. I'm going to take 2 steps forward, jump on the end of his downward pointed shotgun, and use that to like launch myself up towards his throat with my cleaver.
This is the fucking Matrix. It's awesome.
He's small and he's angry.
I know. I love it.
So with your culinary death cry on your lips, you launch yourself towards him. Give me your best attack.
That is strength, right?
That's correct.
Okay, that is a 14 then.
14.
Yes, sir.
So you lash out, and you're using your cleaver at his neck.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically at the cheek, but it's all on pigs. It's all kind of adjacent.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. So you get a mighty swing and you clobber up the side of his head. So he doesn't have armor on his face, just his chest. So you were able to sink your mallet clean into his face.
The cleaver.
You hear
this time.
I'm sorry, it's the cleaver?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I've shaken mallet. So yeah, you're gonna get a nice hefty slice there. Roll me damn to see how much bacon you bring home tonight.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my mana to ramp up and do max damage.
So there's that weird crackling ozony smell as you start to tug a little bit at the skeins of reality, and everything kind of starts to fritz out. The intercom on the desk starts to shower sparks. There's like a weird modem sound coming from her computer monitor as it explodes as you
Say it well.
roll. So what is your? Are you just gonna roll max damage there?
Yeah, it does D6. So
Awesome.
6 damage.
So you completely clean off part of his face from midline all the way up to the ear, so you can see like his tongue, like slice of his tongue come off with it. His mouth is just draining of blood. He's got all these teeth that's kind of up like this. And you can just like see his breath coming out of his face as he turns to you. And he says, with like this like very bad lisp, "You just done fucked up, boy." And you hear him like shunk reload his shotgun.
I am standing on that, sir.
So Dennis, so you're in the air vents above this, and you're hearing 2 shotgun blasts, sounds of heavy thuds, something about guanachal, and then the sound of a pig being sliced violently below you. So you again have a tract of air duct running down that branches off in different directions. What is your plan?
See, my original plan when I came up here was to try to get everyone to come into the air duct with me.
I was going to throw the little guy. Yeah. I was going to throw Ravioli given one more turn.
Now you guys are being attacked, and I don't know how much of a coward I feel like Dennis really is.
That's fair. Because I respect that.
Yeah. Have you known many crickets?
They run, they hop.
Yeah.
Plus, we have a mission.
Not here in Texas, they don't.
And I have some dynamite, so I don't really have to, like, I just have to get there, drop, and come on back. Job done, right?
Yeah, I'd say go for it. Yeah.
So you're going to drop the dynamite behind the 2...
I'm going to try to find our target, and I'm going to try and blow him up, and I'm going to turn back, crane my head down. You guys got this?
Yeah. And at that point, when he says, "You guys got this," I'm gonna give him one of these. I'm also busy trying to aim past Ravioli at these goddamn, what are they called? Tuskers?
Piggos,
yeah.
One of them should be called Porky Dent. That's all I'm saying. You cut half his face off.
Technically, I should have said Reaver, not Tusker. I was thinking of a different reference. The Reavers are tusked boar folk. So
Piggies works for me. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess with Dennis scooching on down the line, that makes it my turn, doesn't it?
Unless I make it there.
So you're going to be going down a little bit and then heading westward towards the general direction that you were hearing that your target Archibald must be. Is that correct?
Yeah, because we cut the camera. They don't know I'm in the air vent. They're just going in there guns a-blazing. They're not reporting back that like the cricket's gone.
So you are kind of awkwardly, your legs are long. You've got a carapace that's kind of sliding around. It's kind of awkward. You start to you turn around the bend and you start heading westward, and you see towards the end of this run that there is a big like box fan that's making the obligatory like shunk 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 like it out of a 90s action movie, and behind it you hear a distinctive kind of electrical hum, and you kind of smell a little bit of like ozone in as you get closer to that box fan. There's not much light here. The light that you get are from like filters grates that are on the sides of it.
I have a glow stick.
I'll let you break that for free. So that'll act just like a torch. So it lasts for an hour. And I didn't check the packaging on that. What color did you say your glow stick was?
Didn't say, but if I can just pick any color, I mean, what's the best color of a glow stick? Most obvious one, yellow. Not the best though. I'm thinking blue.
Blue's a good one.
So you are washed in blue light, and you can definitely see there is that box fan. Behind it, it looks like there must be some type of HEPA filter, as it looks like there's it'll expand into a room beyond. So I'll let you get close down to that box fan, and then you'll have to figure out a way to get past that obstacle. Mr. Bones, you had set up your sniper rifle. Was that correct?
That is correct.
So you've got a pretty good target because you have one of these boar cops, whatever you want to call them, that has a whole face, and then the other one has your angry British ravioli chef who is mangling him. So you've got a clear shot on the cop on the left.
Yeah, the whole faced one. I'm going to very softly sing to myself, "What there needs a damn good whacking," and what is it, like 1d20?
Yes, so you're going to be making yourself an agility a perception based attack for him.
Ah, okay. Let me look at my sheet. So let's see. I think I fucked this one up real bad. That's a
Nice.
nat 4 plus. What do I have on this? I think that my perception is +1, so that's 5. That's a dirty 5.
If you want to use mana as well, because you already
Yes, for God's sake, yes.
so when you also kind of tug on reality, all of the fluorescent lights in the ceiling shatter in a dramatic spark, and like there's this high pitched whine that follows, and like all of your teeth kind of like feel like they're on edge. What did you get for your reroll?
Oh, I didn't do the reroll yet, so that would explain why I don't have that for you. 1 second. Reroll is a Jesus, a nat 5. So, yeah, that's a dirty 6. That sucks.
So this shows you that this was meant to be, whatever it is. So you fire kind of this awkward shot. The guns, you're kind of in the corner, you're trying to get a good shot. The recoil is dramatically large, and your bullet flies forward and it shatters the tusk on the cop on the left, and some of the bone fragments just splatter the side of his face. You kind of pepper him with his own tusk, and he just bellows and makes this high pitched squealing sound as he locks his beady eyes on you. He also then dramatically cocks his shotgun to emphasize his rage. So, top of the initiative, you have half of a pig cop bearing down on you, Ravioli. Uses his shotgun to kind of club you off to get a better shot. So go ahead and make me your dodge roll as he brings the butt of his shotgun around to cock you in
That
the
is
face.
a 13.
Um, so you also just jump out of the way, and the attack goes clean wide, and like he sprays you with blood as he just swings his face, makes his attack. The other cop charges towards you, Mr. Bones, as he brings his shotgun up to hit you point blank. He closes the distance, and you see like he's just sweating from all over his uniform and from his flak jacket. So he blasts you point blank, and I had dropped my die, so I will need to bring up my other die.
This ought to be fun.
And I didn't realize at first that this, unlike Morkborg, I actually do actively roll dice. So, all right. So I'm assuming that's gonna. So roll me a dodge.
Oh, dodge is just D20, right? That's an 8 for me.
Yes, so that's gonna be agility based.
And my agility is +2. No, yeah, that's right. So that's a 10 for my roll.
So keep in mind that you have mana if you want, because you are a little bit more fragile. But you hear his shotgun blast, and you feel against your bones a shower of buckshot.
That's a bummer.
So, like I said, are you going to take it or are you going to use mana?
I better use mana. Let me see how much. Like I've already used it once.
So you can reduce the damage roll by d6. That might be a good way to go.
Yeah, let's do that. So hang on, just 1 second. D6 is a 5 because I'm finally getting some luck.
So you strategically move just enough to the side that all the buckshot just somehow miraculously goes between all of your ribs. And again,
Nice.
that intense sense of fate keeps intensifying in this room as all of you are just burning your mana.
Yeah.
You're noticing that the corners of the room, like there's like blue and pink, like smoke kind of coagulating. And there's that smell of this like actinic discharge, and you're feeling like you're almost thinking you're seeing like little arms kind of like poking through like the blue and pink clouds in the corners, and you think in the distance you hear dogs barking.
That is how you know it's working. Magic.
Nothing wrong here at all. Top of the initiative then for you, Ravioli. You almost got a shotgun butt to the face, but you are hopped up on, I don't know,
Pure
black
rage.
truffle.
Yeah, pure
Love
pure
of violence.
Pure truffle.
English rage. Pure British rage.
English rage.
Best kind of rage.
Ravioli once again gives his signature. How many teeth do you have? Smile. And brandishes his
At least
skewer.
7.
Looks like oysters are back on the menu, boys.
Oh no.
And he is going to swing up and under the boar's legs to get them Rocky Mountain oysters. To get them sweetmeats.
Now, as a kind of Rocky Mountain resident, Rocky Mountain oysters are actually bull testicles.
Yeah.
But I will allow it because that's just
There's
super gross.
They're called
unfortunately
hog
the
fries.
only other recipe. So the only other recipe I could find on short notice for pig testes was Chinese fried pig balls, which like that's not a funny catchphrase.
I have been to a Halloween dinner in which there were some burgers topped with hog fries, and that is fried sliced pig testicles.
I'm
Awesome.
sticking with my oysters are back on the menu, boys.
I
All
mean,
right.
I understood what you meant. So
That is a 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
So the cop had used all of his energy to try to break out all those too many teeth, and he's just a sitting duck. So you get a mighty harvest. I have to ask, is my camera still lagging? Because I didn't know if like you're like.
No, that's a very good.
No, I didn't know if my gesticulations are actually syncing up this time.
Yeah, I saw you weighing the ball.
yeah.
I saw you fondle the scrotum.
All right,
John
that's going
picks
straight
those
in the spank
low-hanging
bank.
fruit. Yeah.
roll me damage.
I'm gonna
Natural
say Max
6.
is 2. Oh, okay. Natural 6. He was a gifted pig.
All right.
Not anymore.
That is some pig. So
Okay. All right.
areas that doesn't have bodily armor. So you get, well, this isn't a Krogan, so you're getting two nice oysters for frying up later.
Motherfuckers need to learn that if they're going to fight me, they need to armor up the tasty bits.
That's right.
So you've done a massive amount of damage to him, and you've taken away the thing that makes him his source of hypermasculinity, and he has to make a morale check. And
That makes sense.
It does. It really does.
While he's doing that, I'm going to say very calmly, very politely, I would bite into this to intimidate you, but to prepare them, you need to boil them and peel the skin before you can really enjoy the delicacy.
It's true. Yeah, yeah. I have
Um,
had Rocky Mountain oysters because there's a festival here in Utah.
I
so, do
I
you,
mean, it's just meat, you know.
no,
You
I was
you're
gonna say
echoing through the air ducts, chlamydia.
so as you hear chlamydia kind of reverberate out of nowhere, um, the uh, the tusker uh, grits his teeth so hard as he screams that you could hear his back molars cracking, and
Ouch.
he stands his ground and is determined to avenge his masculinity.
he
Uh,
won't.
so next time you're going to get a point blank shotgun to the face, and let's see if
You
you
can
can dodge
try.
them balls. So Dennis, you're by the fan that's in the vent, making a dramatic shunk, 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 shunk. How are you going to get past this?
Well, fans often have a center spoke. Currently, with my stick of dynamite, one food, and glow stick items on me, or I could take off my leather jacket, I'm thinking that my best course of action is just to give it a solid hind end leg kick and pop the fan like out of place so it stops spinning
So
or
like
just dislodges.
a double leg kick in the center spoke. So like the
Yeah.
part that's not, not all
Yeah, it
bladey.
spins around and I'm going to kick it.
You know,
All
I
right.
literally never thought about that for a fan, but if I'm ever in that situation, and think to myself, Segundus, you just saved my bacon.
So go ahead and you're going to make me a pretty hard challenge. Make me a strength check, but if the challenge is you're trying to hit it straight on in the center, and if you miss, you're going to be sticking your leg right into an active fan.
Yeah, but I'm really, really happy with this roll.
All right,
It's
what
a
you
nat
get?
20.
Wait, you got nat
Nice.
20?
Yeah, I'll just move this
Oh
down.
no, I believe you. I just
Don't
And-
show us your penis.
Oh,
I disagree. Please
you
do.
just
Not
tuck
on
that
air.
back. Okay. All right.
so
Let me. Can I? Will we? Can it maybe? Can it,
You
can
son
we?
of a bitch.
I believe you. I believe
know.
you. Uh so
I believe you. It's all right.
so you were trying to kick this out with your back legs.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to go back to the intersection, turn around, you like 3-point turn, back up,
I've played
and
Skyward
then
Sword. I know how Link did this. I mean, it's a little annoying, but you can make it
oh
happen.
yeah, absolutely. So with one dramatic kick, you just completely pop out that center spoke, and there's this extremely ear wrenching, I guess, a spherical wrenching. I don't know, I can't remember what type of ear things that a cricket would have.
Wow, you
you're
could have
gonna
bluffed me with that.
what?
Do cricket's ears?
Oh, I said you could have bluffed me with that. A spherical? Like you could
Spherical
have
are
just
like
said
the
that.
vents, like they're the things that you can breathe, that they breathe on the sides, that they don't have like lungs, but like there's like some type of tympanic. It doesn't matter. You are able to get a strong kick in the fan, and you hear like blades just like chopping and splintering off that center spoke, and it's a pretty dramatically loud sound. You hear the HEPA filter that's behind the box fan whine with stress as it is beginning to overload. The vent here has gone from a very ozonic smell to an acrid smell, like burnt wires and metal on metal torsion, whatever.
The smell of the holidays.
So, Mr. Bones, you again have tempted fate. You've flossed your ribs with buckshot, and you're point blank with this one tusked cop.
Well, by God, I'm gonna give it another whack. Let's see how bad I fuck
So, wait,
up
you're gonna
this one,
drop
shall we?
your sniper rifle and change weapons?
Oh no, I'm still gonna use. Well, I mean, can I
Or are
use
you,
the
you
sniper
firing
rifle
from the
point
hip?
blank?
What?
Oh shit, I've got a chainsword. I almost forgot.
I was gonna say you haven't once mentioned the coolest weapon I
How
gave
do you
you.
forget a chain sword?
Charles,
It's a chain sword.
Charles, I require that you mail me your Warhammer 40K fanboy membership card. I will hold on to it until you have earned it back
disgrace to the name of
I will
Charles.
interject and I will allow him to keep it if he gives his sword a really good name. Oh wow!
All
Love
right,
it.
tell me your sword's name, Charles. I can't read that if there's writing there. Yeah, and your mic's up. We can't hear you.
Yeah, Mike's
your mic, your mic, Charles. Charles, we can't hear you, Charles.
It's so weird because I can hear you and you're not talking to me.
up.
Talking to the other Charles, the actual
Okay.
Charles.
Oh right, yeah. Well, I didn't say
Nope.
Chuck Tingle.
Chuck.
Charles.
That is next time I come on.
Primus, it's not
Charles,
working yet. Primus.
your headphone mic is pointed upward, and we can't hear a word you're fucking saying.
Here I go. Okay.
There we
All
go.
I said is
Yay!
I said I got so excited about having a chainsword. I drew this whole thing that has like, a little chainsword going rum 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 on it, and I
Great.
almost forgot to use it. So, yeah, is that like draw and strike on the same move, or is there some dumb like chainsaw cranking mechanic that I've got to worry about?
I think that it's more dramatic if you're able to just pull from the holster and it just fires up. I mean, that's when you thumb the activation room, they usually
what if the ripcord is attached to your belt? So just like drawing it revs it.
Just
like an Army of Darkness.
Exactly.
As long as you've appeased the machine spirits of the device, it should be adequate.
Yes.
So
with oil and incense and all that shit. And let's see, roll what, 1d20?
Yep. So it's going to be a strength check.
And the gods are not kind to me. It's a 5, and my strength modifier is +3, so that's 8.
So
Remarkable.
Are you still wanting to test fate, or is 5 the number of the day?
That is a lot of 5s. That's weird. I am going to just stick with 5.
The pink and blue little kind of portals opening in the room start to close up again, and those sounds become more distant as you accept that it's hard to drop a sniper rifle and pull a chainsword properly and appease the machine spirits. It sputters in your hands a bit. And you know that you should have applied more sacred unguents and oils to the belt.
And I say to the porker in front of me, honestly, this like never happens to me. This is the first time this has ever happened with my chainsword.
It throws its head back and it gives this hearty snarl, like the sound of a predator right before it just bites down on helpless prey. Top of the initiative.
His balls next. It's about to be a gelding.
So some of I was gonna say the morale for the base creature I used is insane. So it's standing its ground, even though you've
that's fine. I know what I'm doing next time I get a turn.
Well, he hasn't shot me in half. First, so it's going to put the barrel of the shotgun right next to you, and through again like a half, half face, he says, "Dodge this," and pulls the trigger. So,
does he dodge this?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting. I said, does he dodge this?
We'll see.
He does not.
Well, so this is what's different than in Morkborg is that instead of having a one-way combat, this returns back to like more of a D&D. So this is really more of a hybrid than I kind of thought. So you're actually testing your agility against the creature's attack instead of just being against a static like DC, like DR12. Okay. So what did you get for your dodge?
I got a 5.
Holy crap. Let me see.
Oh right,
man.
I rolled a 3.
Piece of shit. Not you, Ian. The Tusker.
Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So instead of having a static DR for the DR changes based on the creature's attack. So that's the difference instead of having a modifier. So the attack is a static 14 for this creature, for example. So you would be doing your dodge against that. Right, so yes, You do get a mouthful of buckshot unless you burn another mana point.
How much? How much is that? A D6 of worth of damage?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn some mana for damage reduction.
All right. So as you know, so what did you get?
I reduced damage by 5.
All right. Well, so once again, you fuck with reality, and those portals that were kind of just closed, that were closing up, now are opening up again, and you see like dog snouts kind of like coming out,
Cool.
and he's like, as like the hounds of Tindalos are trying to like push their way into this reality from elsewhere. And the room starts to flicker, like the light bulbs had already been shattered in this room, but in its vacancy, like there's a ghost light that begins to flicker, and you're feeling just how unstable reality is in this place. You like open your mouth, and with too many teeth, you just swallow that buckshot whole somehow. It defies physics, but you have a belly full of lead and are unaffected by it.
So now it's time to sing Where Did You Sleep Last Night?
I know. All right.
The tusker in front of you, Mr. Bones, is after he's just laughed at you for your failed attempt to hit him point blank with a chainsword. He he leans forward and kicks you hard in the shin as he pulls his shotgun up to your chest and tries to fire. So roll me your dodge to see if you can avoid a swift kick to the shin and a point blank shotgun.
Well, we're looking at 14, and that's like what, an agility modifier?
That's correct.
So that's 16.
So you, now that you're unencumbered by your sniper rifle, you move out of the way, and the cop instead kicks through the glass paneled window behind you, shattering it. And he squeals as he's sprayed with pieces of broken glass. Top the initiative.
Quick pause.
Yes.
That is a video, a cop accidentally kicking out glass and like injuring himself, that I would watch roughly 150 times and laugh my whole fucking ass off the whole time. And we can now continue. Sorry about that.
So top of the initiative, Ravioli, you have again bent fate because you're a horrible little monster, whatever,
Yeah.
and you just swallowed buckshot and not been harmed.
There's a big slicey hole in this pig's pelvis.
He's probably bleeding out. He is extremely
I want to
damaged.
help with that. I'm going to dash forward and punch up through the hole that I cut earlier to grab his intestines and pull them out while screaming, "I can't wait for chitlins."
See, this gimmick of raviolis, this one I love. I love this.
Ravioli, give me the formioli.
That is a 19. 17 with my agility.
So yeah, you punch up, and he begins to squeal and thrash as you fish your little clawed fist of a hand, used to picking out the fine bones of fish and stuffing sausages. You know how to work your organs, and you fish to find things that you shouldn't be pulling out of a living creature, and you rip them out. There's this squelch of tissues and fluids as you've basically made a puppet on your arm, and it collapses against you. You hear this like very wet sigh as it crumples.
Bon appetit, you little bitch.
So Hopper, you've kicked out that fan.
Yeah.
3-point turn. Face first again that way, or
we continue the mission.
Yeah. By the way, for those of you who are only listening at home by the podcast, like, you're really missing out on the excellent glove work that Secundus is doing tonight. I've been watching, like, while these guys have been talking, just sort of like enjoying my own private show. It's been great. So
I I've been fidgeting the past 2 times I've been on with you guys with my cord, trying not to be distracting. And then when I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the grasshopper," oh, I have these gloves.
Yes.
You know, I need a shtick now too.
I really do too. I mean, I'm going to be wearing the dumbest fucking hat you've ever seen next time you guys see me, I swear.
Oh man, we could have a hat off.
Speaking of hat off, you have you're approaching this fan that you've kicked out.
Kicked it out. Trying to find the guy's office so I can drop a bomb in, blow him up. That's the mission.
We do the mission,
Yeah.
we get paid. It's all good.
All we got to do is go in there, kill him, blow him up, destroy the documents, or did we want to bring him back? Doesn't matter. Blow him up.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I did have a theory that the documents in question were actually just nude photos of the manager from back at the.
That makes complete sense. If this, like, if 1 hour photos existed, we could have just
Yeah.
Oh, there's 1 hour photos and telephone booths in this place. So
Yeah.
Well,
so you give me another strength check. You're just going to kick out the rest of that stuff in that HEPA filter, and you pretty sure you can get through the next room.
rolled a 17. Strength
You
check.
get your +2.
So that's 19. I am on fire tonight.
You are.
I'm not
So-
bad at it.
I know my head. I'm like, I did not think that you guys would be doing this, and I'm like, there are all these other challenges to
Ian,
get in this
Ian.
room, and here we got a giant cricket just doing John McClane here.
Every time I've played a game with you, it's what can I do to just not whatever you thought.
Oh no,
Like-
it works.
We're
No,
we're
there's some-
escaping, and there's a giant jewel thing there. Cool. I'm gonna shoot it with my crossbow. What? Why? 'Cause
Oh
I'm
my
chaotic
gosh,
neutral.
yeah, I remember that. Well, we'll have to talk about that in a side discussion, because right now here you're close to your mission. So with
Okay.
another heavy swing of your limbs, you're able to punch through, and you see. Well, I guess you're gonna have. Were you using your arms or your legs that time?
I mean, the way I see it, he's a cricket. I mean, he can probably shimmy and maneuver and roll around to get his legs into position.
Because you have to really kind of flip. Anyways, the whole point is.
But you've seen they have the round bit that can hook back, like not like a roly poly, but like
Hey, you know what?
I
will let
cricket as
you-
a kid, and that's what I remember. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe
Hey,
I'm
you
thinking
know
of
what? This is
something
a strange universe that you're from, and you are a master of your own anatomy. I am not going to assume how your anatomy works. So if you can
Well,
flip
thank
around
you.
in an air duct, that is on you, buddy.
I mean, I could just go back, come
I like to
back.
think that
just
I'm
go
a
And,
back.
master.
I'm
my
saying,
own
so you're
anatomy.
able to look into a large executive office. So you see pacing back and forth. Well, at this point, now looking up at the vent because you kicked through it, is a bony figure. Looks very much like Mr. Bones. He is a
Very
bone
bone
forward
forward.
person. He has like a smoking jacket on, and he is leaning forward on a desk. There's an old CRT monitor next to it, a pile of papers in a nice neat stack, and like a leather attaché case. On the back wall, there are lots of bookcases full of leather-bound books, and the room itself smells like bourbon, graveyard dirt, and printer ink.
I hate him. Blow him up.
I mean, how much cocaine do we think is in the briefcase?
So much coke. And
Not
if you blow it
enough.
up, it'll be in the vents, and then we can all.
Do you want to? So I'll have you set the demolition next room, because doing all that will take a full roundup. But you'll
But
decide if
Ian-
you want to drop in the bomb next round or not.
I think we already know what I'm going to
Hey,
do.
I'm just like, you've got time to think about it.
Okay.
So, Mr. Bones, you have just dodged a boot and a shotgun, and you have that nice, comforting weight of that chain sword, in your hand.
Fire up. Yeah, let's have
Sing the
another whack with it.
canticles of machine operating and let
Yes.
them.
In advanced binaric, and it evidently did the trick because that's a net 20, folks.
There you go. So
Praise the machine god.
that
and
is
the
how fate works. You had to get him in the right place on the right time. So crit in this is double damage attack, and you lower that person's armor 1 tier. So go ahead, and your chainsaw is D10, so you're gonna roll 2d10 damage.
Roll number 1 is 3. That's no good. But roll number 2 is 4 for 7 total.
7.
But 7 total.
So you tear through his protective flak jacket, and you just absolutely mangle it as you get to the meaty contents behind it, and you stick him with your chainsword. The teeth are getting caught with bits of jacket and raw pork belly, and he squeals in pain and agony. So let's see. Okay, so his armor's not reduced. All right. So blood is just pouring down his side, and actually, he needs to make a morale check because his party's gotten any damage. Hearing the death cries of his friend as he got eviscerated, and you have just mangled him badly with a chainsword. He uses the rest of his forward momentum from kicking out that window to just jump through the window and tumble into the swampy front yard and scramble away, squealing like the stuck pig that he is.
But watch that video even harder.
So you have destroyed this lobby here. Everything is mangled.
I just want to say, if you hadn't killed him, I was going to make a comment about being excited about stuffed pork butt. That was my next dish.
I am almost sorry I didn't get you there. That's
so you notice that in the frenzy that Dennis is nowhere to be found. So Dennis, you're in the vent. They don't know where you are. You can.
Yeah,
we heard him yell chlamydia.
That's true.
And also, before he went through, he was like, "You guys got this," and we did. After
that's right. He also told us, like, "Hey, here's a vent that's going this place."
Yeah.
So we're not.
Dynamite arm. Now I can use one of my mana points, which I've used none of, just to get like max damage, right?
So yeah, you can deal max damage. You can re-roll. You can,
You've told him the only thing we need to know, my friend. We are not a take the subtle road sort of party
not
here.
Anymore.
I
tried it.
So your explosive, the target needs to make a defense or an agility of DR 12, or they take D10 damage. So if you want to burn, your mana points to make sure that they've, Archibald fails it and also takes max damage.
Oh yeah, I'll burn however many points I need to.
So first off,
the gloves are off, Ian.
Literally, motherfucker.
So why don't you? Let's see. Where is actually? I should do it like this. I can treat him like. All right. I don't think he actually even has a DR. I guess. Yeah. I mean, creatures don't themselves have stats. So that's interesting because we're working through the mechanics. If you use something that requires a DR, creatures themselves don't have stats. So I'm wondering if you would just automatically do that. Because there is not something to adjudicate.
That's how I feel it should go.
I mean,
personally.
Well, it just means that they put the stat for the DR12 agility means that's player centric. So I was just like, huh. You were able to strategically. Why don't you just roll me roll me a agility or perception, whichever is better for you, to just get it close to him before it goes off.
All right. Agility's +3. I like that. I'm gonna go with agility.
Because it makes sense
So-
you're trying to throw it close to it rather than aiming. So I would say it would make
16.
sense. Yeah, that is past its dodge. So I think it's obligatory that you have to have some type of witty or pithy like catchphrase as you are going to blow up someone. So
Let me think here.
the best one. Playing
It's
more
been a
court during Murder
blast.
Hobocon, someone had to use an unclean scroll to make someone do a command. So the end boss creature didn't make their roll, and the command was catch. And so another person threw an explosive, and that was one of the coolest, like 1-2 lines of just catch.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
That was super cool. So anywho,
All right. So Dennis pokes his head in. Hey man, you got any blow in that briefcase?
You're about to.
He's the new John McClane.
I love it.
that is
Very
perfect.
good.
So you throw your dynamite straight at Archibald. He opens his mouth to say something, some witty retort. And you can see like his teeth are stained yellow from like where he's used to holding like a cigar or something. And there's this shunk as you just drop the dynamite right in his teeth, and it goes off.
See, that's
So
the
there's
type
this
of Warner Brothers
resounding-
bullshit I want in this game. That's exactly it.
So there's a extremely loud and bright explosion as you obliterate Archibald. His smoking jacket is just perforated with his own bones, and it crumples to the floor. And there's that terrible smell of burnt like hair and bone, like when you go to the dentist. Do you hop down there, or do you go back the way you came, Dennis?
Well, I'm here. No,
Get that paperwork, bro.
I hadn't gotten that far in my thought process. Thought process A. We're being attacked, get in the air duct. See if we get the party in the air duct. Okay, that failed. Thought process 2. Blow up the skeleton, just like in Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, where you're on the island and then there's the skeleton guy and you got to blow him up to beat him. You do that like 5 times and then you bite him, like whatever. And now here we are, and
You did it.
I don't know. Yeah, why not? Let's jump down. Let's check.
So
check.
you can see that as you hop down, there's explosions like suit everywhere. Some of the papers on the desk are caught on fire. The double doors out of here have like a chair wedged in under it to like barricade it, like he's blocked anyone else from coming in, as well as a security panel for like a key card system. You could take that out, or undo that if you want your party to be able to join you, or if you wanted to check out the spoils of this room before they join you.
I checked the briefcase and then I let everyone else in.
All right.
While he's doing that, I've begun butchering the Tuskers.
I'm just glad you're just not like harvesting Barb. So
It's what she would have wanted.
I had a connection to Barb, and I feel that in her heart, she wanted me to eat her. Heart.
Yeah.
So as you go through the attaché case, it took a lot of damage, but you can see it was metal reinforced. So when you open it, the contents are mostly unharmed, although it was really hard to get the clutch out with your claws and how damaged the attaché case is. Inside, you see that there are information about changes to the corporation's insurance plan. So that it's the Ancor statement of benefits for the upcoming HR cycle, and it looks like all of the dental benefits are being removed from all the skeletal laborers in the lower levels. So you see behind that there is a intel report talking about how the skeletons, if they were to find out that their main health benefit is being revoked, that they might unionize or worse, revolt or I guess revolt, or even worse, unionize, and that the company wanted to, at all hands, keep this quiet and distract the skeletons with some type of pizza party. Then you see lots of scribbled notes from HR saying they don't eat. Figure out another solution.
Pizza pajama party?
Casual wear jeans to work day. So
Bring your pet to
brief.
work day. Everyone bring their
Bring your
dog.
bring your pants to work day?
So you can see why this would be extremely damaging to a company like Ancor that uses a lot of unpaid, well, let's be honest, slave labor of undead individuals that are forced to work forever, who don't need to eat, don't need to sleep. That loss of power would be devastating.
Seems like you got the papers though.
Anyways, so you've with us, your party is butchering things, or I don't know what Mr. Bones is doing.
Mulling over my failures as a sniper mainly.
But you have your career in chain sortery.
Yes, I'm very stoked
I
about
love
how
the
that
idea
went.
of like Ravioli just like gleefully dissecting these pigs to get at the good. That's
Just
good.
butchering them for
While
meat right there.
while the sniper in the corner just like having a fucking pity party.
I fully imagine Ravioli like acknowledging that all of Mr. Bones' shots went wide, so I get to see him like pulling down the sunglasses, popping in like Barb's eyes or something. It's like putting the glasses back up.
Nice.
I think you need a pair of these.
Bristle while you work.
So, so I guess if you reconjoin with your party, you can tell them about the contents of the briefcase or not. That's
So-
up to you, Dennis.
So, do you get a +1 to your pizza party? Who's your +1 to the pizza party? I really need to know this right now.
You.
Not you.
Oh.
Mr. Bones.
Absolutely you. There's no one else in my life. So my dear friend, my dear
Drops briefcase on the floor. Okay.
All right, cool. Who are you taking to the pizza party? I love it. Okay.
I'm going to. You guys go on ahead without me. I'm going to finish what I got. I'll catch up in a minute.
All right.
So you are able to get a successful harvest of various meats for whatever.
It doesn't
purpose.
matter. I'm just killing time so I can pick up the briefcase after they leave.
Well, I'm assuming that I would take the briefcase with me because what I was gonna do is run to the very nearest Kinko's or whatever this world's
It's-
version of that is and
You're
scan them shits and get them off to the pro-union journalists. But
Remember when there
Ah.
was Kinko's?
I do.
yes.
Yeah.
So
So
with
long
that,
ago.
you can decide as a party if you would like to return that damning evidence, or as you're saying that you're making photocopies, maybe possibly bring down Ancor or at least revolutionize the skeletal workers. So we can use that as a great opportunity to wrap up this adventure, unless there's any
Perfect.
outstanding actions that any of you wanted to take. And since we have also finished up early, if we want to do any post discussion, we can, or we can save that for our next
So-
episode.
I'm actually going to real quick. I'm going to derail everything.
Oh, yeah?
If you enjoyed Ravioli this evening, Ian and I are working on a game that will be available next week. Ian, available only on godless.com, called Godless League, the TTRPG, whose core
Cool.
mechanic is being as buck wild and insane as you possibly can.
This sounds
that is how you
great.
gain power and how you accomplish it. And we are working feverishly. Would you agree with that, Ian?
For me, it's more like a rash.
Okay. I am feverish and also insane. But that will be available. Oh, actually, it won't be available next week, but the big announcement is happening next
I was
week.
going to say, I'm like, next, I was going to say that you would give me a heart attack there. I'm like, my writing.
No.
So,
It'll be available later this month. But
Yes.
if you like that over the top, like going crazy, it's going to be
Yeah.
like 50 cents on Godless. So definitely pay attention to that, and you will not regret what we are doing.
Maybe it'll make an appearance on this very show. You never know.
Now
It's
you need to
very,
have
very
ravioli
possible.
Sounds
between
cool.
be see that's your next that should be an NPC. Write him in. Write him in.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. Ravioli will definitely go in the book as a example character.
Huzzah!
So I'll go ahead and step into the wind up firsties here and say that we hope you enjoyed your little adventure with us tonight. And if you want to find me in particular on the internets, you can go to twitter.com/crbernard. That's at CRBERNARD. Or you can go to tinyurl.com/Charles R. Bernard, all lowercase, for the big annotated list of all my writing, including A Baptism for the Dead, my debut novel. It's a year old now. I feel like I should have bought it a birthday cake, and that's available through Madness Art Press. This here podcast slash vlog or whatever you want to call it, find it at Juan Moncast at WANMONCAST on Twitter. And what the hell, Ian? Let's do you next. If the fine people of the internet are looking for you, where can they find you?
Hi, don't try to find me. I'll find you. Um,
Such a good stand-in for Lemons.
Really, it's eerie sometimes.
that's so interesting. I'll need to go back through the archive myself. But I'm still working on those socials. So, one of these days they'll be up when I'm not doing all
Excellent.
the other projects that are on the plate. So
There will never not be projects on
Yeah,
the plate, my dude.
yeah.
We are not sane.
Yeah.
hey, that's even that be a good excuse of why I haven't made a nice social media. But yeah, I will have something.
Cool.
Uh, uh, the Chuckster, Chucktastic.
There
Tell
we go.
people about
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, it was Chucktastic this time.
Yeah. This time I was Trucktastic. Great to be back for a third time on your guys' show. I had fun. You can find me on most things as Mr. Pashke. That's PASCHKE. It's normally MR, sometimes MR dot. I almost never spell out Mr. unless someone else has been a dick and stole my name. You should be ashamed.
Be ashamed.
MySpace.
I
MySpace
remember
guy.
MySpace.
Tom.
I'm not over
Yeah,
it.
that was Tom. That's right.
Live
that
journal.
motherfucker.
What about LiveJournal? Were you able to
Dead
get the
Journal.
LiveJournal?
I had one of those
Fire
too,
stuff?
No,
yeah.
I never had Live Journal
Oh,
or
I
Age
was
of Fire.
I was
No.
a big live journaler. You can
You
find
know
all
who
my
owns
fan
all of your
fiction
live
on
journal
that.
posts,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
you, John?
What?
Russia. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not shitting you.
it's Russian owned.
Yeah, Live Journal is now Russian owned. It has been for
Well,
like
they
a
have some
decade or
weird
more.
fan fiction in their arsenal then.
And they've got some of my weird shit too. Yeah, mainly me
So,
whining.
if first of all, before you do anything else, if you're on twitch.tv/kaiju poet, please give us a follow. It doesn't cost anything, and we're slowly working to get to be a partner on Twitch, which means I need to get on here and like review books or movies and games and shit a little more often. Maybe I'll hop on like a call with one of these guys and we'll just hang out and play a game together. If that would be fun for you, you tell me what you want. If you're not viewing this on Twitch, then go on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/kaiju poet, and give us a follow. That way you can always be updated when we're going live and when we're doing cool shit. If, however, you just want John, and why the fuck would you? You can find me at Kaiju Poet. Thank you, Michael Harmon, for giving us the follow. You can find me on Twitter at Kaiju Poet. You can find me on the internet at www.kaijupoet.com, which is where I do all my shit, and you can find all of my books, all my writings. You can also find links to any of the games I've designed or worked on, which are piling up. And again, I just wanted to throw up our new metal bookmarks, which are on madnessheart.press. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this consensual journey we call Wandering Monster. I have been John Baldisberger.
I am in Charles R. Bernard.
I have been Chucktastic.
I've been eating Servas.
I don't know what the fuck is happening. We will be back next week. Next week will be another Monday week, but after that we'll head back to Wednesdays. So until then, stay safe, but stay scared.
Out of the frozen north, a man emerges. A man of a barbaric age, whose merciless savagery